you tell me why? Why? Can you tell me why? 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 Can you tell me why? Why you hate me and my people? What we do to you? All we gave to your people was a servitude. Why? Why? Can you tell me why? 40 acres in the mule, that's what they said we do. We put this country on our back, how could you be so cruel? 40 acres in the mule, that's what they said we do. Pursue the happiness and things they call American dreams, but why it seems like American schemes? 40 decades later and still none of them things. They still both to call us human. I'm bigger than a thing. Used to have us on the block and they was selling us off. Then that was outlawed, so they became the law. Now we still on the block, but instead of selling us off, they rather round us up so they can kill us all. Why you hate me in the world that my people built? How we savage in the world when we showed you how to live. It was slaves' breast milk that they used to feed their kids. But today we gotta fight in court just to see our kids. Little shack in the back where they gave us to live. Now they buying up the city where the people supposed to live. Is it gentrification or depopulation? And my people been a slumber too long. It's time to wake up. Why? Can you tell me why? Why you hate me and my people? What we do to you? All we gave to your people was a servitude. Why? Can you tell me why? 40 acres in the mule, that's what they said we do. We put this country on our back, how could you be so cruel? As a kid, young Tut ruled with all power. Solomon owned his mines, that was diamond power. Mansa Musa was the richest king in world history, but they teach us we were slaves and call it black history. Egypt only gets a mention cause it fell to conquer. The Romans went and stole the history, but called us monsters. Shot the nose off the Sphinx cause they felt imposter. Our black face on the line was a show of power. How they came to be the ones who supposed to be in power when everything they got was already ours. We the gods amongst men like Anubis, Osiris. Animal faces on a black man's body. Why you think they love the haters? Cause they know we got bodies. Why you think they women love us? Cause we got the God body. So they make us hate each other and fear the camaraderie. And anyone who tries to lead, they gon' body. Why? Can you tell me why? Why you hate me and my people? What we do to you? All we gave to your people was a servitude. Why? Can you tell me why? 40 acres in the mule, that's what they said we do. We put this country on our back, how could you be so cruel? I just want my people to be great. Even dead or in jail, that shouldn't be my son's fate. And even worse, I got daughters. Man, I'm trying to be supportive, but they garnish my wage, make me a slave, and it's court order. This another way to lock us down in cages. Babies running wild, man, who gon' raise them? Damn. It's still a part of their bigger plan. I try to tell my baby mother, but she can't understand. She say it's easier to get it from the white man. Plumb dumb. You playing right into their white hands. Ain't no true of the house if you ain't got a man. So when they call for martial law, they can come and take it all. And if it's just you and your kids, how you gonna make a stand? Damn. It's all just a part of their plan. Why? Damn. Part of their plans. Tell me why. Why? Can you tell me why? Why you hate me and my people? What we do to you? All we gave to your people was a servitude. Why? Can you tell me why? 40 acres in the mule, that's what they said we do. We put this country on our back, how could you be so cruel?
What's good? What's good? How is everyone doing? Let me mute that right there. Welcome to another edition of Giants versus Jets. I know it's been a while. A lot of things going on. Sorry. But we're here.
Yep.
Again, for you, people may be seeing us for the very first time. We came up with our idea. We talk about the Giants. My man G over there is the Giant fan. I am the Jet fan. And then we talk about everything else that's going on in the NFL. That's how we do. Hey, if you ever want us to talk about your team, make sure you log on, comment, and we'll talk about your team. We love to get your feedback. I am True, of course, from the table is G. How are you today?
I'm doing all right.
How was your week? Weeks, I should say. How's everything?
Everything's pretty good, man. Had a great 4th of July weekend with the family. And as for the last couple weeks, I've been on grind mode, man. Still on grind mode.
Nice, nice, nice.
Everything's grinding right now.
Okay, okay. So also tell them about the event that the RNG podcast has coming up this Saturday.
Yes,
Times and everything.
this Saturday, me and Ron from the RNG podcast, we are hosting an event called the Brew Owl at the Hackensack Brewery at 78 Johnson Ave in Hackensack, New Jersey. We've been promoting it for about a month and a half now. That time is 3 days away now, so we're excited. We can't wait to actually get out here. In a way, we kind of feel like we're putting on for our city. We're from Hackensack. Me and Ron been friends since pre-K. That's a long time. So yeah, man, like something that we're proud of right now. Right now, we're proud of it. We just gotta wait for Saturday to come, and we be able to put on a good show for everybody. Podcast is going to be for 2 hours. We're going to do a podcast from 1 to 3. And also we got some games, we got some activities, and we got other things that's kind of in the mix right now. Don't want to put it out there as of yet because I didn't get the okay about the other few things that matter of fact I just told Jeff and Truth about it just now. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. We got a lot coming. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're expecting a lot of people to be out there. Hopefully the day agrees with us. I think it's supposed to rain. I saw some rain in the forecast, but hopefully it doesn't rain.
For Saturday?
Yeah.
Nah, see, I'm looking at Saturday right now, 84 degrees.
So we good.
Only 11% chance of rain.
That sounds great to me.
It's supposed to rain tomorrow and Friday, and it's supposed to be partly cloudy. But then again, if it is a little drizzle, there is cover.
They do got
outside.
tents.
They do have coverage with chairs and everything. So don't think it's just because it's all outside you're exposed. Again, this is a micro brewery. I want to let people know this is not your Bud Light beer. All right, I think beers start at $7. And I think there's like a $12, $18 beer.
Right.
They have Slurpee beers. Okay, let's get that right.
Those
so
are about
if you guys
$10.
who into ices, I still remember that margarita that put me on my ass. Goodness gracious. So you're talking about 18% niceness there. So if you're not doing anything Saturday between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m., come on out. We will be there at 12 to set up. Show festivities will start. This is a brew owl, so there will be games and fun. You'll have an opportunity to win one of those $18 beers on a house. No money out of your pocket. And I don't know what they put in their popcorn. I think it's crack cocaine, but that popcorn be popping.
They be seasoned up too,
man,
boy.
So, they offer free popcorn when you purchase a beer.
Right.
Something for you to snack on. It's BYOB when it comes to food. Now, we might have a food truck. We're still working on that.
Might.
But for right now, they will allow you to Uber Eats, DoorDash, stuff like that there.
And if you like pizza, you got Presto's. This is
right across the street.
Right across the street.
So, again, they don't serve food. So if you want to order your food, they do not have a problem with it. So you're good. You're just not going to bring your own beverage.
Right.
They have different flavors. There's a wine beer. There are fruit beers. It's galore there. They also have 6-packs for you to take. They pretty much make the 6-pack right there in front of you.
Yep.
Fresh. It's not sitting. So if you want it fresh or whatever it is, you're good. But you will catch me by the Slurpees getting twisted. That's pretty much how it's going to be. Then after 3 p.m., the guys will still be there. The guys probably be there till closing time. Mm-hmm. We're going to come back here and do our shows, and I'll run back afterwards to have some more Slurpees. So if you're not doing anything this Saturday, come on out, y'all.
But yeah, definitely hang out with us after the podcast is over because we're still going to be doing, some things, activities. We're planning on having a limbo game, so that's also gonna result into some sort of prize for the winner. So come out, hang out with us, man. Have fun. It's gonna be a fun day.
Okay, okay. All right, so we always start off the show. We always talk about the Giants first. So again, I have a few questions I like to ask, but that is G's forte there. So what do you have going on in the Giants front for the past couple of weeks and this current week?
Okay. Well, I mean, it's just basically a bunch of I know analysts get paid, or the people that cover the football or cover whoever they cover. You know what I'm saying? They get paid, but they don't get paid for their decisions. In my opinion, and what I mean by that is that I think I said a couple weeks ago, if I recall, that the Giants are. I did say the Giants can win the division. I did say that.
Absolutely.
But I really feel like they're not on nobody's radar. Everybody's thinking about the last 3 to 4 years or 5 years, whatever it has been. I don't think we've been in the playoffs since what, 2016, 2017.
I mean, that'd be your forte with that, but
yeah. So everybody's still thinking about that. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Anita Marks, but she used to. Well, she was with a few organizations with the Giants, the Ravens. She also played women's the women's football league and stuff like that. But even with her opinion, sometimes I kind of grip my teeth because I'm like, damn, you really think, But I'm gonna put it like this: the Giants have every reason to feel confident of what they can do this year. And as fans, we have every right to feel the same way. We see that we spent money this year. We spent money in pretty much. I wouldn't say that we covered every position, but we covered, mainly the most hurting positions. Whether it's the wide receivers, defensively, we really didn't have to pay for that much. But we bought in the cornerback from Tennessee. His name is so weird. I can't never pronounce it right. And we drafted pretty well. I will say that our offensive line is in progress. We're actually doing the right thing with that. So I really feel like the Giants are in the right spot. Now, after saying all that, Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. Well, Daniel Jones, he struggled early in the season last year. He struggled a little bit the second year. First year, he was so-so. He had a pretty good rookie campaign.
I mean, he's a lot better than everyone thought he was going to be, especially with the reactions to the draft, which I always go back and watch every couple of months because it's hilarious.
It's hilarious. Everyone's like, what?
People were like, what? Falling out, screaming, breaking TVs.
Right.
I think he's performed well. I think there was a complete lack of talent around him. I forgot the wide receiver guy. Oh, gosh, they came in the same year as him. Starts with an S. I forgot his name. That's your team. But, other than that surprise, really
came
guys.
on our team?
Yeah, wide receiver, the one his favorite target.
Oh, Slayton.
Slayton, right. Came in the same year as him. Was a surprise. Really wasn't like they really thought he would blow up the way he did, but them two have a good rapport. But I think this year they went out and gave Galladay pretty much the keys to the city.
Yeah.
Saquon should come back fully healthy.
Well, now the thing with Saquon Barkley, and I'm watching all the videos. I'm like, damn, I can't wait. But I think we should really kind of slow our roll because he is a chance he may not be available maybe the first 2 games of the season.
Oh, is that bad?
Well, I mean,
they're not trying to rush it.
They're not trying to rush it, and he's on progress and he's flying colors right now. But knowing the history of the Giants, they kind of be they're gonna kind of be they're gonna kind of pull the reins back a little bit, like, oh, let's slow it down a little bit, so that way we can make sure, because it's really a contract year for him anyway. He gets hurt again.
This is what, third year, fourth year? It's third year.
Yeah,
It's third year. He got one more year. I mean, even if he has a spectacular year this year, I still don't see him getting paid next year. I
right.
see them picking up his fifth-year option if he goes ham. But I don't see them paying him early like a lot of other these stars, especially. They need to see how he's going to come back from that injury.
They gotta see how he progresses, man.
Well, I mean, I figured y'all were going to play him, especially the first preseason game. Y'all don't want him to get tore the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? When y'all play against us. Again, that preseason game is August 14th. I don't know about G, but I will be in the MetLife for that game. I plan on getting very good freaking seats. I want to sit and enjoy. I want to see, and it's. I'm not really. I really want to see certain other players. You know, I mean, who the stars, whatever. But we drafted a lot of defensive players in the later rounds. I want to see how they fend against an actual NFL team.
Well,
all right, what else you got going on in the Giant world?
Well, yeah, the whole Saquon thing, him getting back on track. Same thing with Daniel Jones, getting a fast start this year. Now, the next thing I would say is our offensive line. I think our offensive line will be a lot better than a lot of people are projecting. And, I hear this is what I'm hearing about the NFC East. I'm hearing a lot about the Cowboys, of course, because they always have.
I mean, your boy coming back healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Dak and
Dak is
Ezekiel.
Not going. I don't know. I tell you right now, I did a couple of, because like I'm big on fantasy draft. Like I do like 15 of them, teams or whatever. But I'm doing mock drafts and they still have him in the top 10. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, not Mr. Fumbleina.
He had a down year last year.
Gosh, he has to prove to me. I know
year.
Dak went down. I mean, but like you supposed to pick the reins up, especially they paid you all that damn money.
Yep.
I guarantee he will not be on the team next year. They will definitely draft the running back next year draft. But I definitely don't see him making, especially with that contract, I don't see them retaining him and giving him that whopper of a money.
Well, I mean, I don't see the Cowboys as the number one team in the division. Not because I hate them. It's just because...
You got to explain that one to me. Especially from I know you love your Giants.
Right.
All right? And I love my Jets. But for me to say the Jets are the number one team in our division... is foolish. We all know it's the Buffalo Bills.
I'm not saying that the Giants are number one either.
Well, you're saying they're going
but the reason why I feel like this way about the Cowboys is because they still haven't really proved anything otherwise defensively.
I would say that they're leaky faucet.
Yeah.
Me and G we'll run up fantasy points on them all day long. That defense was so leaky. But with the bringing in what they got the guy from Atlanta, right?
Right.
And he is
Quentin.
Quentin. He's a phenomenal defensive coordinator. Head coach, not a lot of people can do it. Rex Ryan proved it. A lot of other defensive coordinators have proved it. With my team, I'm hoping Saleh isn't that, and I think he is because he surrounded himself with the right
he's got a pretty good staff.
Coordinators and stuff. But I think now that they have Dan Quinn over there, with that aggressive ass defensive minded person he is.
He's blitz heavy.
Yeah, he's aggressive as shit.
He's aggressive
so
with the blitz.
It'll definitely be a different look defense. Again, and I think Giants, especially with Lawrence and everything, the Cowboys, I think they're good, good defense. And up front, it's their back that they need to really address.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I got to see it. Now, if I see it, from week one going forward, okay, well, then you know what? Then I'll give them our props. But until then, I don't see them as the number one team in the NFC East. I really see the Giants falling into a second mode right now because that Washington team, they're very dangerous. They're coming back with that defense, and that defense pretty much carried them all season last year. Now you add a quarterback, Fitzpatrick, who's never been to the playoffs before, and there's a lot of people pushing and feeling like this may be the year he'll actually get to the playoffs and do well in the playoffs.
And that's coming off a short week. So the Giants open up against Denver at home, which is a win. I'm sorry. We have no idea who the hell Denver's quarterback's going to be. They're talking about them trading for Rodgers, but we'll get into that later.
Right.
So you guys open up the season 9-12. And then your next game is 9-16. So pretty much 4 days after. So you play Sunday, and then you guys, I guess, you're playing the Thursday night game.
Right.
So it's a quick turnaround, and it's not like it's a home. It's a home, and then actually, you know what? It's kind of decent because you guys are at home, and then all you have to do is travel down to Washington. Which
it's not that
it's only
crazy.
a couple of, a nice little train ride, bus ride down, or maybe 15, 20-minute flight. So that's not that bad. But then again, you're still only going on 4 days rest. So it's not like, okay, Sunday, they always have Monday off. They show back up Tuesday. They, put the plan. Nah, Thursday, you playing. So
yeah.
I don't know if you guys are still going to get that Monday off. But I think the first game is definitely a win. That second game against, Fitzmagic.
That's the first test.
Thursday night game, obviously we not going to have a show, or we'll probably have y'all watch the game live with us. We'll work that out.
Yeah.
But definitely got to see what's going to happen there, especially because in my keeper league, I'm going to have one of the Redskins wide receivers, so I'm rooting for him all day long.
Well, that's kind of how I see it right now. I think Washington right now they moved and they deservingly so because of that defense solely.
Scary.
They kind of remind me of the Ravens.
I was just gonna say
2000s.
that. Right.
The way they fly around, their linebackers go sideline to sideline. They had their front line is just eating up anything and everything in their path. They got bookend defensive ends. They just got it, man. And their secondary. Whew, last year I said, they trash. I ate everything that I said. I ate all those words. Both of their cornerbacks are great. Their secondary, their defense pretty much. They're gonna be okay.
Yeah,
they're gonna be okay. Front is scary. They're all first rounders.
Yeah, that's fucking
all first rounders.
Fucking scary. That lets you know you've been bad for a while. But
exactly.
Even with that situation, they drafted the right guys, and even though they're all first rounders, who you gonna block on that front line? Who you gonna double team?
Right.
So it's scary to be up front.
Don't sleep on their offensive line either. Their offensive line is a lot better than what people think.
Well, I'm a Redskins fan because they let Morgan go and we signed him. Just boasted our offensive line. Thank you. So now we have two bookend tight ends. Tackles. We have a phenomenal guard, left guard.
That was a sneaky signing right there too. Very sneaky.
All right, what else you got going over there, Giant Land?
That's about it. I see the Giants as the number 2 right now. Under Washington.
So you say Washington, you got the Giants. Then obviously you have
Dallas.
to follow it up with Dallas, and then bringing in the real fucking end is going to be
Philly. Unless
Philly's the scariest team to me in your division. Because you don't know.
Because we don't know.
I think with Love coming back in the same. It's not the same offense. Peterson is gone. But he did show his talent. They have a phenomenal running back in Sanders. And I forgot that guy they drafted. Starts with an R or a K, whatever it is. Ryko or Rinko. I apologize. I'm not an Eagles fan. But that wide receiver is a freaking monster. So they got talent on both sides of the ball. Just to be an opportunity if that new coaching staff can get it together. Maybe by midseason, if they hit the ground running, we'll see.
Right.
But I think Love would be a decent quarterback. I don't think he's as bad as a lot of people are putting it off.
But he's not.
Me personally, I would put Washington first, then Dallas, then y'all.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm saying that, I think your defense is freaking scary. It's all about that offense coming up front. Again, you guys picking up that tight end, which is good because as much as I like Ingram, his hands are made out of stone. He can run with the wind. He can route run, but he just can't catch. But with Galladay and the talent you guys already have on there, I think your offense is going to be real scary. But I still need to see it up front. And this year we're only having 3 preseason games, so normally there's always 4. You know, the first one is the second one is but that third one was the most important one because the starters went into the second half. So you're able to really see. With this year, I think that second game is going to be the game. But again, when the Jets and Giants play each other, 2 teams that don't like each other, 2 teams that share the stadium, and I think the Giants are the home team. I think the Stars will be playing at least the first quarter, depending on how the score goes, especially with a lot of new defensive pieces. He wants to see how things work.
Right.
So I think that first game will definitely be intense. Definitely be intense.
Okay.
All right, so I want to ask you a couple of questions as far as the Giants are concerned. So I see here your boy, even though he's limping, he's still got his business savvy going. My man Saquon Barkley, invested in a $16 million D series raised for the X2 performance. So this is something I love to see from a young man in sports, and I don't give a freak what color he is, but just young men making millions of dollars. And what a lot of people may not know about the NFL is it's about 5 years. Offensive lineman goes about 10, 12 years. Running backs is like 5, maybe 6. So to see someone young, talented, with money and thinking about time and future off of the football field, maybe his white wife got him on point. I don't know. But got him making some investments. So I'm happy to see this. So other people that are involved in this is Kawhi Leonard. Latavius Davis, other athletes that put money towards this X2 performance. So I wish you the best with that. I love to see people investing. I really don't care. I would like to see it succeed, but the fact that you see that man with that kind of tenacity and understanding that he understands that money is going to have to last beyond his NFL career, especially with an injury already.
Right.
It's always good. You know, there aren't a lot of Emmitt Smiths. There aren't a lot of Adrian Petersons that are able to play 10, 11, 12 years in this league. It just doesn't happen, especially for running backs. So you young guys out there coming to the NFL, about to come to the NFL, start thinking about your future after football the moment you get drafted. Always think about the future. So I see an article here where, again, G talked about a lot of these guys, I guess, are just trying to figure out something to talk about, something to go at. So I have an article here saying with Kenny Galladay in the mix, how would the Giants be able to spread the ball around? So let's go over the Giants' offense. Obviously, you have Daniel Jones underneath center, but you have Kenny Galladay. You have what's the guy you drafted? Tony. Kadarius. I can't pronounce the name. I apologize, homie. I love you because they drafted you and not Moore, my boy, Elijah Moore. Love that the Giants drafted you instead of him. All right, so you also have Sterling Sharp. I forgot about him. He's been injured the past couple of years, but when he's on the field, he's tough. We have Slayton, we talked about. They still have Golden Tate. I have Ingram.
No, Golden Tate's gone.
They said limited in a print, and Golden Tate was slowing down. So I guess they got rid of him. I apologize.
Yeah.
And tight end Ingram. And they also have Barkley. So they're looking at how can it happen as far as enough balls to go around. Now, I didn't know you guys picked up John Ross.
Yeah, from Cincinnati.
So that's a guy who runs I think he run like
fast.
4.2 something, or 4.3. So this is a guy who can take the top off the ball. So again, they have a
especially in the kicking game.
yes, they have a lot of guys with some speed. He has some good hands. I think getting him out of there with all those balls they didn't have going around. And to me, I'm sorry, I still say the best pickup for the Giants is Kyle Rudolph.
Oh yeah.
So I think that is a good problem to have when you're sitting there with so many weapons on offense, especially when you didn't have any the year prior.
Right.
But what I really wanted to talk to you about was Eli.
Yes. He's back.
So Eli Manning is back.
He's back.
The legend. And again, Eli's only 40. So Tom Brady's 66. Just joking. He probably played till he's fucking 66. But this is a man who won 2 championships, and this guy has come back. And his role is, give me 1 second here, league officially, organization, business operations, and fan engagement role. He will also work on original content development, which includes new lifestyle series and a premiere this fall.
Yes, sir.
So how do you feel about Eli coming back in that particular type of role behind the scenes, behind the camera? I always loved how him and his brother always, the commercials that ESPN used to do with them kicking each other, plucking each other. Like, I get amazed that this is how those dudes are really when the camera's on. You just see them fucking with each other like that.
Right.
So do you have any, like, feelings about that? It was just good thing, bad thing? How do you feel about that?
I felt great about it. It's good to have him back in the building in a different role. He's a Giant for life, and you know, he kind of said it in his retirement farewell speech that you know, he wouldn't shy away from any type of role that that was offered to him to come back to the Giants. So for him to come back in a capacity where he's actually doing something, I guess in a different way to help the Giants, but now it's more of the organization that he's helping. I think it's dope, man. And he still lives in Jersey. I think he still has the same spot that he has in Hoboken. He's been there.
He's a god in Jersey. Like, where's he gonna go?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is a guy who brought two world championships. I don't think he's paid for a drink in about 10 years.
Probably not.
Or a fucking meal.
But
so why would you go anywhere?
He's done so much, especially for the kids' cancer.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it was the St. Jude. I forgot what this Hackensack Hospital. He's still there on a regular basis. So this guy faces all over the community, and I'm happy he stayed. And I love this.
These wristbands that I got on my wrists, I never take these off, and the reason why I never take them off is because, shout out to my uncle Demetrius, Carol, his daughter, she had I guess it was a form of cancer. I don't want to say the wrong name, but it was a form of cancer that she had. Once they found out about her condition and everything that she was going through, Eli Manning made her the poster child of the whole movement with the tackle kids cancer. So about maybe 4 years ago, my uncle Demetrius and his daughter, they had like a stand. We had a football game, so they had a stand out there with wristbands and different things for tackle kids cancer, and I bought these like $2-3 or whatever, but I never take them off because it showed how strong Kaya was.
Right.
Strong warrior. She fought through everything that she went through, from down days, good days. There was times she didn't want to be bothered. Times that like it's like you don't want to feel bad.
Yeah, those drugs get up in you. There's a lot of things. Like I remember.
So yeah.
Go ahead.
No, but just seeing that toughness in her, it just did something to a lot of us. And it just showed how not how precious life is, but how strong you can be when you're dealing with something like cancer. Can't like so if somebody hears the word cancer or hear that they have cancer, that's like in your mind already you got a death sentence. You're gonna die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to know that you can actually fight this type
Survive
of disease
from it, right.
and to survive from it, that's the big plus. So Eli Manning was a big part of that.
Shout out to Eli, man.
It's just a beautiful thing, and that's just one of the things.
Yeah, good guy, man.
He has
I fucks with him.
it's called something dimes. What's it called?
What, March of Dimes?
March of Dimes. He's a part of that. He's just a part of so many different associations and so many different things in Jersey and especially around the Bergen County community. It's great to have him back at Giant Stadium. Well, I'm sorry, MetLife Stadium. And
say it right.
I just wish him much success.
Do. It's good to see. Good to see. All right, enough of that whack ass team. Let's move on to the greatest team in the next 3 years, or next 2 years. Again, we have 2 first round, 2 second, 2 thirds next year. So we're looking forward to that. I want to start off with this. And then I'll get into what I really want to talk about because this pretty much happened the day ago or 2 days ago. I could be wrong.
Okay.
What do you feel, in your opinion, should a parent have to change their lifestyle once their child gets drafted?
Oh,
meaning things they... And obviously, I'm talking about Zach Wilson and his mother. I'll give my opinion. I want to see how you feel about it. Where, they've been talking about his mother since the draft because she's a beautiful woman. But, she has a potty mouth. She has absolutely no filter. A lot of her views, really rub people the wrong way to the point to where her son has offered to pay her to stay off of Twitter and Instagram. And her response to that was, I affect too many people to cancel my account. Now, is she putting herself before her son? How do you feel about that?
I really feel like she's being selfish, man. Like this is you got what you got right now because of your son.
Well, no, I mean, let's get it straight. That family's fucking rich, all right?
They are.
But by the time his career is over, everyone predicts he'll be a good one. He'll probably bring more money in than her, so he never was hurting for money. And, people talk all that about BYU, but it costs money to go to that freaking school.
But
you know what I mean?
I'm not talking from a money aspect. I'm talking from a notoriety aspect. Like, the Jets drafted him number 1 overall. Number 2. So, and on top of that, this is New York. You know what I mean? Like over there, it will be BYU was in what? Utah, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
technically, it's not official, but they're Mormons winking. They're not actually saying it. They're just letting things go.
Right. But what big new media outlet do they have over there? Like he's in the biggest media outlet in the world.
Yeah.
So of course now she oh my God, I can really get my shit off. I can really shine. I can say this. I can do that. I mean, she had to be gearing up for this from the moment he got drafted. She already knew in her head what she was gonna do.
Well, I think if you go back on her videos, she's always been like this. So it's not like she's changed at all. She's always had the potty mouth.
But it's gonna get
worse. She's always been this reckless. But it's been brought more attention because of who her son is.
Yep.
So that brought that. But I think what she has to understand is, again, your son is in the media capital.
Yeah. It's embarrassing.
They're going to discuss more off-field things about your son than on-field, and that's never a good situation.
Mm-mm.
It can also hurt his career down the line.
Yep.
Where a lot of people don't want to have to deal with that situation. Now, I think, again, at the end of the day, you should not be a burden on your child, and I think she's being a burden on a child. So I don't know, as of today, at this moment, 10:56, Zach Wilson is still not signed. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. It might be some verbiage that they're trying to add there because of the mother and the attention that will be taking off of the players and off of the field. I'm just speculating. I'm not saying I know that, but it is a possibility. So I pray that this young lady decides, or obviously the father does. I don't think the father can even control her ass.
No.
So
At all.
you know, I think he's just happy that she sleeps in the same bed with him.
He's probably like, well, damn, at least everybody knows what I'm going through now.
Yeah, like I smash a gnat, so I gotta take that. Because there's a lot of relationships where like that. The guys are fucking cool as hell, and the wives are just all fucking all over the place and crazy.
Right.
All right, so I want to talk about what the Jets released in the past couple of weeks. And obviously, we've been off, so we haven't had the opportunity to discuss it. The Jets released a 4-part series, and the Giants did too. I'm surprised you didn't get a chance to look at that, G.
No, I didn't.
They released something similar. So the Jets released a 4-part series called Flight 2021. So this was a great opportunity, and shout out to the Jets organization and Coach Sala and Trust and Joe for letting the fans and everyone behind the scenes of what they had to go through, and also from what the scouts went through, especially because they were unable to go to a lot of these games. But a lot of the things behind closed doors, a lot of people, just NFL fans, were wondering, how did the scouts do, whether it was COVID or not? How did the scouts go about evaluating players? And from that standpoint. So in a 4-part series, they let you in the door before the decision of Donald, what they were going to do, the season, bringing Robert Saleh and his coaching staff. From that standpoint, bringing in a great defensive-minded guy who used to play linebacker for 9 years and has had experience and worked with Saleh. So that's why I also like just about everybody in the staff he has had experience with working. So that was pretty much episode 1. Episode 2, where they go a little further as far as what's going to happen with Donald. Then behind them drafting Stala and talking to the assistant general manager, the scoutings, the directors, and seeing everything that happens behind closed doors and behind doors, to me was wonderful to finally get an opportunity to see. And obviously, there are a lot of things that they did not let us see, just to be honest there. But there's also things that they did allow us to see, like Elijah Moore, who they had as the 16th best player in the draft, according to the Jets scouting team. And the fact that they had him up that high, and the fact that, obviously they didn't go into, intricate details about, trading up for Vera Tucker, but the process that went into that, the scouting team and how this scout was responsible for this and that, and, how they allow all of their scouts to voice their opinions, to be strong-minded about who they think and who they like. So it was good to see. I think this season for the Jets obviously is going to be better than last season. They have continuously, over and over again, throughout the course of preseason, the offseason, free agents, drafting. This lets you know that this is a different staff altogether. I think Joe and Salah are on the same page as far as things they want to do and how they want to do it. So if you guys are, football fans, and I don't want you just to be Jeff, but if you're a football fan, check out Flight 2021 for the Jets. It is definitely a great opportunity for you to see what happened or happens behind closed doors. And even if it's not your team, obviously all these NFL teams follow similar traits about what they do and how they do. Obviously, they just look at different players. So check that out. And I think the Giants did something similar. So by next week, G, if you could check that out. and let us know what happened behind closed doors with the Giants.
Yeah.
In that situation, it'll be good to see. So, right now we have, I would say, about maybe 3 weeks, 20 days, 18 days, I would say, before camp starts to open up.
Exciting.
So, yeah. So you're going to have, obviously, a lot of these reporters and stuff are going to be pulling shit out of their ass. Which player do you think can tie his shoes the fastest? That's just pretty much what they're going to be pulling out their fucking hat. But again, it gives you a great opportunity because what this does do, this makes the reporters dig deep on some of the players that were drafted in later rounds that you don't know too much about.
Mm-hmm.
And this period of time is where reporters and analysts dig deep and give you a lot of information on players you may have not known too much about. There's, always one player that, hey, Tom Brady, 6th-round pick. There's a lot of players that were picked, late rounds, and they're stars, and, they came through the fire and fought through and actually did something. So, throughout these next 3 weeks, you're going to start seeing a lot of stuff. But obviously, the real fun is going to start when camp open up because the players will be padded. A lot of these guys look good in shorts and T-shirts, but the true players really shine when they got the pads on. And the only player that can't get hit, obviously, is the quarterback. And for the Jets standpoint, I'm really looking forward to them doing practices with the Green Bay Packers prior to their Game 2 preseason game, which is going to be, obviously, where the starters will go into the second half. And obviously, the third game will be shitstorm. So the fact that there's so many connections there where our offensive coordinator is the brother to the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. So just to see those guys with the competitiveness to try to see, what's going to happen, who's going to take off, it'll be really good to see how that really pans out. So obviously, we're still unsure what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
He just went through a nice little golf tournament that he won, and you leave it to reporters. The only thing they wanted to fucking discuss is what's going to happen in Green Bay and him. He's keeping on a hush-hush, but it does not look like he wants to be back. But again, him wanting to be traded and finding a team where they feel they can get the right compensation for being Green Bay. Mind you, Green Bay is owned by the fans. It is not owned by one organization.
You got that
They have
right.
a CEO. So they've always been concentrating on the draft. But what this has done is give the backup quarterback, the one they drafted in the first round last year that made him mad, a lot of reps, which can be scary. So obviously they have to prepare for the worst case scenario. So we'll see what happens with that. But I think if any team would give him anything or the most, it would be Denver. Obviously the problem that's going on in the Texans right now, I don't think they have any first-round picks for the next 50 years where O'Brien destroyed that fucking franchise. So I don't think anybody wants anything Houston has. I think Denver would be, you would be able to get the best bang for your buck, and I think they would be able to afford that contract. So we'll see what happens there. Also wanted to say that the XFL is planning a return in 2023.
That's by The Rock, right?
Yeah, The Rock owns it. They said on Wednesday that it's planning to relaunch in 2023 after talks with the Canada League about the combination of the two leagues between the XFL and the CFL. Said that I'm not sure. I guess they're trying to combine the leagues. We'll see what happens with that.
That'd be dope.
This will give a lot of the guys who didn't get the proper exposure that they should have And I will say this: the most hated person in the draft this year was what was the guy out of Ohio State? What's the quarterback? Jeff Fields. Fields. When I say when the white, and I forgot one of the reporters. I fucking hate the guy now because the guy brought this attention. He talked about work ethic and then about a player prior to the year and talk how good he was, and did the same thing about Fields and talk about how bad Fields was. So I think for some reason, I don't know why they despise Fields, but I really look forward to seeing that man doing good things. He went to, Chicago.
Yeah, the Bears.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing him do good things there. So there are a lot of times where people hate, what was it, Tunzel? Draft night, he was supposed to go in the first round. He fell all the way to the Dolphins, or if it was the third, whatever, because of the smoking a pipe or a bong. That destroyed that man. He got his money back. Fuck that. They knew he was the best offensive tackle coming out, but he's got his money back now. But the fact that how things and people can destroy a player's career, them actually being able to perform on a field with some kind of pads and some kind of competition. Look at Warren Moon. Look at Doug Flutie. These are guys who had successful careers in the NFL that did play over there in Canada.
Yep.
So it can happen. So don't think, it can't happen because it can't. Kurt Warner. So it has happened. Kurt Warner got, 2 Super Bowl rings? 1 at least, I know.
I think 2.
2? I apologize. Sorry. I'm not,
I think. I'm not sure.
So it can happen. So that'll be good to see. Moving on to the Patriots. Their former first-round pick, N'Keal Harry, has asked for a trade out of the Patriots. This lets you know that he was on the verge of getting cut. So he's trying to beat them to the punch and try to make himself look better. So shout out to his agent. Right now, on paper, the Patriots went out and spent hella money on 2 tight ends and other offensive weapons. So he will be, I would think, a casualty. But I think he does have talent. So it would be good to see him latch on with another team that needs a quarterback. A wide receiver. We just talked about a team who needs a wide receiver. Green Bay, who hasn't drafted one in 2 years.
Yeah, man.
So
desperate need.
Hey, so it'll be good for him maybe to go there or another place where he's actually will be able to get the ball and actually have a quarterback that does have sense. Whether it's the backup or we just finished talking about the damn man. Or Rodgers, but, they have a great organization out there. They have a great running game, so it wouldn't be solely on him.
Right.
So I wish him the best on that one. So Trevor Lawrence is signed. The number 1 pick. Again, I mentioned earlier about the Jets haven't signed our quarterback yet, second overall pick, and I think they were waiting to see what Trevor Lawrence was going to get so they could come in a few dollars under. So Trevor Lawrence got $36.8 million. So look for Zach Wilson to maybe get 35, 34, something similar.
Right.
Again, I want people to remember when contracts were ridiculous for quarterbacks being coming out of the first round. Jamarcus Russell got, $140 million? Fucking funniest shit in the world. So the NFL fixed that shit, boy. They went to that bargaining table, and now they structure the first-round picks dollars. So out of the $36.8 million, he will receive $24.1 million as a signing bonus. We all know Uncle Sam taking 48% of that shit, homie. So he'll be walking home with about $12.5 million after taxes. He will only count to $6.7 million against the cap for this year. And again, they have him on a rookie contract. So depending on how he perform, they won't have to think about giving him more money for at least 3 years, unless he lights it up. And the third year is the first time that a player can ask for more money, or you have the ability to restructure that contract. So I think a lot of other teams who didn't sign their first round picks like the Jets, are waiting to see how that Trevor Lawrence contract panned out. And now that we know, expect in the next week or so for the other guys to start getting signed. That's pretty much I have there. Anything before we get out of here?
Just to go back to that Kurt Warner Super Bowl thing.
Yeah.
He got one ring.
One ring, okay.
He beat the Titans, then he lost to the Patriots, and then he could have had a third one if they beat the Steelers.
Oh, with that fake ass catch on the sideline, I remember that shit.
Antonio Holmes.
That nigga, lay toes were off the ground. I just think it was like they called it and they had to live with that. I want to know what happened to those referees. That's what I want to know. Who botched that call? But again, hey, thanks for looking it up. Between leagues, as long as you get some experience, you come out in the right possible situation. Like, Sam Darnold having a good offense to perform with out there in out there in Carolina. And obviously the Jets have put hella talent around our quarterback, starting with the offensive line. You got two great caliber tight ends, a great left guard. And if we could get our center to come back healthy, we have a lot of moving pieces on our offensive line. And you have a lot of people who can play a lot of different positions. So that makes us also flexible just in case someone gets hurt or someone underperforms. So that'll be really, really good to see in camp how that really pans out, especially when you actually have to go against our front four, which is the fucking scary. Good luck with that shit, y'all. Like, we have 2 starting 4s and some subs. Like, that's fucking scary, and I love to see that happening. So again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching it, whether it's live or later recorded. Again, if you would like for us to specifically talk about your team, hit us up and let us know. So we need to do our research and be able to have a conversation with you. We're here Wednesday nights about 9-ish. We're live. Again, we'll be back next week leading up to what's going on. But again, I will tell you that game right there. I know it's about, 6-7 weeks away. But I know G gonna want to see that Giant game. He ain't gonna be here, so if we'll probably most likely put it here live with some beers, some brews, or whatever, and we'll watch the game with y'all, or you can watch it with us live. Might be able to sneak it in on y'all. I don't know, because most of the time they shut shit down when they see that. But we'll see how it happens. I'll bring the big screen, put it in here. We'll rock out, because whenever New York team play, it's always on regular TV with us.
Definitely.
All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.